Medicare Sales Mastery, the Agent CRM Advantage Unveiled.
Awesome, you guys. My name is Alex Branning, the CEO of Agent CRM, and we're going through client success stories. And Eric Hemati is here from Austin, Texas. And we're going to talk about how to optimize your sales with Agent CRM. We did another video with Eric where he talked about going from paper to digital, which was super fun. You can go and check that out. But today we're going to talk about optimizing sales, how to make more sales from your database, how to generate leads, how to generate more referrals, and how to incorporate your team, which is a huge part of pulling more money out of your database because we only have a certain number of hours in the day. But when you're able to work with your team and have them do some of this data extraction and get you set up with appointments, it works so much better. So, Eric, thanks for joining, man. I would love to just start with a general question of like, how many more sales do you think Agent CRM has resulted in for your individual business?
Oh man. Well, so I run all my personal sales through it. And I have all my team as well, most of them. I mean, of course, everybody can do whatever they want, but if they ask me what I suggest, I'm always like, dude, you need to use this system because it's, it'll take a lot of the work that you're doing and just, it's not about like even some people are, oh, well, automation and stuff, you're just trying to work less. And so, okay, I'll be the first to confess, I'm a little lazy. I do like to work less. Hey, work less is like my hashtag, work less, right?
Yeah.
But it's not because it's not because I'm trying to hit the beach or something. It's because man, if you're going to deliver a really quality experience for your clients and your prospects, you want to have a certain in the old days, somebody would give me a lead and I would call the person on my phone. And if they didn't answer, maybe I'd leave a voicemail and maybe I'd follow up with a text and then maybe like a couple hours later, maybe try again, right? Maybe a couple days later, try again. Maybe I triple dial them, right? Trying to get them. And but by the time I've done and said all this stuff, man, I've reached out to them 15 or 16 different times, trying to text and call and maybe send a couple emails. Left a couple voicemails, right? Well, I'd love to say that I was consistent and did the exact same effort with every lead. Okay. But I'm going to be the first. I did not. Right. So I tried really hard with some people, and then other people is just like after a while, and you start looking at the name on the paper and you're just like, man, I'm just tired of trying to catch this person, or man, it's like 3 o'clock on Friday, and I feel like I deserve a long weekend, so I'm gonna like to toss it today, right? Or hey, it's Sunday, I'm gonna cherry pick the 7 or 8 things I think I can set up really quick and do that because we're all trying to run a business. Like this isn't something like where we're trying to get win a push-up contest. I'm trying to write premium, right?
Right.
And so what Agent CRM lets you do is to think through and craft out what is the perfect cadence of an approach, right? I mean, the perfect is I call you, you answer, we do business, right? That's perfect. But barring that, right? What sequence of events am I going to do? How many texts? How many calls? How many voicemails? How many whatever, right? And then you program it once, and then you let the system just do it for you. And that's what's amazing. I mean, just imagine if that it's almost like if I hired somebody and said, but they were a robot, they didn't get sick, they didn't call in sick, they didn't not feel like it today. They woke up one day and it was carpe diem, and the next day they were hungover, right? Like they're always on point all the time, right? And they just sit there and they do that same thing every day with every prospect, no matter what. And so what I know, and I'm guaranteed that every lead that I purchase is going to get the same effort put into it. And I'm not the one that has to physically do that effort over and over again. There's certain points at which I'm in the process, like making a call or sitting by the phone waiting for it to ring back or whatever the case may be. But in general, I'm not having to compose every text and remember, oh, it's been 2 weeks. I should text that Jimmy guy back again, right?
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference.
I love that. So with your lead nurturing that you've done with clients, like, because you've been in business, we were just talking about this for like 21 years, and you went from paper to now, like, and people are using various forms of a CRM, but having a CRM that does this nurturing for you, that does it right every time, that helps keep your data organized. People watching these YouTube videos are going, Eric, give me a percentage, give me a number. Like, what do you think the percentages of new business that you've been able to get by using an automated AI-powered CRM system like Agent CRM? Could you pick a number?
Yeah, sure. So like before I started automating, like I was good for, probably like if I bought, say 100 leads, I was probably going to connect with, 25 of those people maybe, and then out of those 25 people, I would probably like close like 6 or 7, that's pretty right.
That's awesome.
But now I don't have to buy as many leads. So like my lead expenditure, if I'm spending the same amount of money, I'm going to connect with way more than 20. Like I will get responses from probably 70% of them, because even if it's a negative response, that still counts, right? Like they hey, stop, or I'm not interested, or I mean, oh my God, please stop calling me, right? Whatever. And that's fine. I mean, hey, if you would have told me that on the first call, I would not have had to call you 17 times or have my system try to do that, right? But right, I mean, like I'm calling you, you asked me to call. You're the one that filled out this lead card, not me. I'm just trying to close your file, right? So it's like, but that's okay. And a negative response is a response. And to me, that's good. So like your number goes up to, I wish I had a stat here of actually like number of leads touched, but all the leads get touched, but the ones that actually respond, it's easily double. So just that's easy. So you're going to double the number of people that you actually connect with. And then if you're appointed with a carrier, like for example, like on the Medicare side, we work with an integrity group, and so they have a thing called Medicare Center. And in Medicare Center, you have a page, a website that your clients can go to without having to talk to you, and they can put in their zip code, and they can write themselves a Medicare policy, a Medicare supplement, Medicare Advantage, on your personal URL, right? And I think most big IMOs have some kind of thing like that. So, or if you're on the life side, Ethos is another great example, or Sprout, or any of these systems where the customer can do their thing, right? Obviously, I prefer to write policies with, companies that I choose, and I'd like to handhold all my clients and whatever. But there's some people that just like, look, I don't want to deal with a human being. I just want, like, I know what I want. Can you just send me, and I hear that all the time, and thankfully we live in an age where the carriers are now provided all these things. So you can work that into your sales process. So like literally like yesterday, I got a note from Ethos, $700 deposit from some, and I looked them up. I'm like, oh my God, this person had been hit 27 times.
Wow.
Over the last 7 weeks by the CRM. Like if I had not had the CRM, like I would have forgotten like I would have made a valiant attempt for maybe, I mean, let's be generous and say 3 days, right?
Yeah.
There's no way it would have gone 7 weeks, So I just think that's and then the closing, I can't throw a closing number at you, but just like I know I'm closing more sales than I would have closed without it, because just like that example. So all those examples like wouldn't happen unless the person just hit me back on the second time and said, dude, can you just send me do you have an automated link? Because the system is suggesting it. Like the way I have it crafted is, hey, would it be like one of the texts is, hey, Alex, I've had a tough time getting a hold of you. Would it be easier if I sent you a link so you could do it yourself? And then if the person responds with an affirmative, which is so great, like in the system, you can say, wait for response. And then if the response is affirmative, if the response is negative, do this. If the response is positive, do this, right? And as a side note, I just love the word affirmative because it just reminds me of Mr. Spock,
Yeah.
Just as a side note. I always laughed. I was like, oh, affirmative.
Yeah.
Affirmative. If it's in the affirmative, then send them this, right? And then those people are so great. I've had people literally thank me that I don't even know. I really appreciate, man, you were so easy to deal with, right? Because you didn't have to deal with me at all. It's perfect.
I love it. So with the CRM too, like one of the ways that you're using it, like we got connected because of lead generation. Like we started working together because of lead gen. And so like there's a lot of agents out there that are trying to do their thing on social media, and they're making a valiant effort. They're getting leads. And now we're combining these lead generation tools with this automation. I mean, it turns your business into a money-making machine. I want to just take a quick second, because a lot of people don't know that this is even possible, but this is inside of Agent CRM. Look, this is what we call ad base. And inside of ad base, for those of you watching, you have the entire giveaway funnel system that you can launch with just a couple of clicks. We've been talking about Medicare. We have Medicare ads. You can just click on this and launch a Medicare ad. These are all Medicare ads that we're using, the text, the graphics, everything. You set up a lead form and then tell it what workflow to put the new leads in, and it's done. So it's literally as simple as choosing a template and then having it go, and it just works. It's all connected. But with the giveaway funnel, Eric, like that's how we first got connected.
That was my first project with you. Yeah.
Yeah. How did that go as far as just the overall process? I don't think we built an Agent CRM. I think that was pre-Agent CRM. But what was that process like as far as getting all of these leads coming in from the internet? I know with the giveaway funnel, it's like you get a lot of people who are like, I just want the prize. Some people love it. But what was that like? Generating your own leads online?
Yeah, that was my first experience. Well, pardon me. No, it was not. It was my second experience generating my own leads. So I had worked with another vendor who was way more expensive, and and they delivered some leads for me. And I made my money back. I think I've experienced since you and I've worked together. I've worked with multiple vendors and done my own campaigns. And I'm a big believer in, if you can figure it out, you should run your own campaigns. I mean, for real. Yeah. For real, like you should totally run your own campaigns and have your own content. There's nothing that speaks better to a customer than a video of you saying why they should do business with you. I mean, that's
100%. Yeah.
But what I loved about your approach was like the price point to try a giveaway funnel was very accessible. I was like, well, dude, I can try that, right? And it was right after you launched Agent CRM. So you were like, yeah, we got this new thing. And so we could deliver them to you on a Google Sheet, or we could give you access to the software. I was like, no, charge me for the software. I'll try it, and that was my first exposure to Agent CRM. I was like, man, this is amazing. Because I was using HubSpot at the time. And I was paying way more money, and I'm like, dude, I mean, let's be real. HubSpot's a little prettier, but but I was like, dude, this is unbelievable. The stuff this does. And I called my HubSpot rep and I showed them and I said, hey, look at this. Cause I've been working with them for years. I was like, look at all this stuff. Why doesn't my HubSpot do this? And they're like, oh, well, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this and this and this, and we have that. You don't have that. We kind of have that. And we could do all that for you. You don't have to move your data at all. And I was like, oh, perfect. Well, so great. Like, what do I have to do? Well, we have a new contract we need to sign, and it's going to be $8,000 a month. And that was literally legitimately the number was right under $8,000. I was like, what? No, and I just, that to me, it floors me because there's so many, vendors that have built on, the underlying technology that you use, but you're one of the few ones that literally for $97 you just turn on all the switches and say give you all the functionality. You don't piecemeal it out. It's an excellent experience. I forgot where I was going with that.
Yeah, it's all good. We were talking about lead generation, generating leads, and how that worked within Agent CRM to create a money making machine for you.
The giveaway funnel was a lot of fun. It was now for me afterwards. I felt like it was a lot of work to figure out, like to sort through all the tire kickers. However, if I had known then what I know now about how the automation can actually weed those people out for me, I would have tackled how I built those automations totally differently. And I think that's what if people sign up for an account through this site, they'll have a lot of automations already built for them that are built on a lot of the stuff that, we had to trial and error, or at least I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have AI back then. So, well, now you have a team. You have a team now. So how does that work within Agent CRM? Because a lot of agents are building teams of people around them, like administrative, both domestic and international. How is that working to be able to track kind of what they're doing with Agent CRM?
Yeah. So on the team side, Alex, basically there's a couple different things you can do, which I really like. So one is not even talking about building out your agency. So maybe you're watching this and you're a solo agent, but you have an admin, or you have somebody that you'd like to give some visibility to your database. Maybe you have somebody that's like setting appointments for you, or maybe you have some maybe you like, oh, I like that. I would create a couple of smart lists, but I don't have time to actually call through and actually like, suss out who's interested and who's not or whatever. Let me pay somebody to do that. You can actually create a user account, which we've done. I have a dialer that has an account in my system. I have a contractor that helps, as on a team building side. I have a recruiter, and then I have a CSR that they all have different logins into the system, and they all have permission to see different things. And I think that's one of the coolest things too. Like with most other CRMs, you can either see your stuff or you can see everything. This is kind of like a two-level thing. And I think what I really like about Agent CRM is you can really dial in. You can say, look, I don't want this person to see calendars. I don't want this person to see any. Or like in my dialer said, all I want her to see is contacts and calendars. That's it. She doesn't need to know about the websites, and she doesn't need to see the automations or any of that stuff because it just confuses her. She just be able to run a smart list, call, make appointments. That's it. And so you can really get granular about that, and also on the policy service side. So if you sell, let's say you sell a Medicare plan, and now you want to go, let's say it's AEP, you signed up, 300 apps, and now it's OEP, and you want to go back and make sure that all the people that you sold are happy with what they got from you, right? You can set up an automation in there that is a personal reach. I think that's the other thing that people don't necessarily understand is everybody's gotten like these automated texts, from like the 5-digit number or whatever. And it's, and it's like, congratulations, you have whatever, and you're like, how did I get on this list? Stop, right? These texts don't look like that. They come from an actual phone number, and there's a process that your staff will help them with to get the number approved and certified and everything, right? And the number when the text comes, it comes from one number that belongs to you, and you can personalize it. So it comes and says, hey, Alex, my text sounds something like that. My conversation style is like my text sound like me. I hope, hey, Alex, hey, bro, it's Eric. Right. And, I know you picked up that Aetna plan, at the end of last year, checking in to see, how's it treating you so far? Right. Were you able to get, and one of the things that effective texting does, if you like end with one question that they're supposed to answer, that'll provoke a response, and you'll get a better, that's a freebie for everybody, whether you CRM or not. Yeah. I see a lot of people sending texts that are like these information billboards.
Yeah.
And it's not effective, man. That's not the way we text. You want your text to be 1 or 2 lines and end in a question, and it doesn't have to be properly formatted. It helps if it's misspelled, ironically. Like, for real, right?
They'll be like, no, it's not.
Right. And I use a lot of the texty abbreviations, right? Like see you then, right? Or whatever. It just because it's a text from a real number. Otherwise, if you're not careful, you make it look too polished, then they're like, oh, this is. I had to learn that the hard way. It was somebody texted me back and goes, is this an automation? I was like, yeah, you got me. What was it? Right. And then they told me, and it was a lot of that kind of stuff. This is, a couple of years ago. And I was like, okay. And then, so we went back and changed everything. What would I actually type? Okay. We're going to do that. And then just put the modifiers in there.
I love it. That's so smart. One of the things that I did, we've been playing around with ChatGPT inside of Agent CRM. Like you have a content AI builder in there. And I remember writing an email out when we first had it, and I didn't know about all the parameters, and it wrote it out, and it sounded so Shakespearean. I'm like, if Eric Hemati got this email from me, it's like, additionally, Mr. Hemati, like he'd be like, what the heck?
Alex, you didn't write this.
Thank you so much, Eric, for sharing your experience about lead gen, lead nurturing, turning Agent CRM into a money-making machine. For those of you that are watching, like, man, I just want what Eric's doing. Like, how do I get his automations and what he's created? If you click on the link below, Eric's actually going to give you all the stuff that he created. So you're going to go to the Agent CRM link below, sign up for a free trial. There's no money due today. And then when you log into your Agent CRM account, we'll have already created it and set it up for you right away. So it's got all Eric's stuff in there. The funnels that he's using, the pipelines that he's using, the email templates, like it's all in there ready to go. So just follow the onboarding process. And then inside of Agent CRM, we have support options for you no matter how you like to communicate. If you want to pick up the phone and call us, we got you. We got live chat inside of the app. Just reach out to us. We're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. got a Facebook group. You can email us. Like, we're here for you. This is not you're inside this blank CRM. Good luck. Figure out how to use it. No, we got your back. So, Eric, thank you so much for taking the time to share how you use Agent CRM to turn this into a money-making machine, man. I really appreciate it. So such
My
great
pleasure,
insight.
right? Well, thank you for the software, dude.
Yeah. You guys, I look forward to seeing you inside of the Agent CRM Facebook group. Go ahead and click that link below to get all of Eric's stuff.